We also have breaking news from Ottawa this morning on the economy. The annual pace of inflation rose in June. It's 1.9% for June. That was up 1.7 from May. BNN Bloomberg's Paul Bagnell is joining us now with more on that. Hello to you, Paul. So walk us through this inflation data and what it means.
Right. I think for a lot of viewers, the big question is, does this economic data set the Bank of Canada up to reduce its benchmark interest rate later this month when the Bank of Canada will make an announcement? That's coming on July the 30th. And the quick answer is no, Marcia. Inflation, as you've just said, accelerated. The annual pace of inflation accelerated to 1.9% in June from 1.7% in May. And I think really more to the point, the measures of core inflation that were reported by StatsCan today. There are two measures, and the bank has made it very clear. Tiff Macklem, the governor of the bank, has made it very clear that it's core inflation that the bank is really looking at. That's inflation minus volatile items like food and groceries. That's what they're really looking at. That core inflation is still running at more than 3%. It averaged 3.05% in the month of June. That's higher than the Bank of Canada wants to see it. Also, the proportion of items in the consumer price index basket, that's a list of products that consumers buy. The proportion of those that were rising by 3% or more rose to about 39% of the CPI. That's another indication that upward price pressures remain very stubborn. And so the Bank of Canada, economists believe, is not going to cut interest rates at a time when inflation remains stubborn, because it could give a further boost, an upward boost to inflation. So the chances in the market now of a Bank of Canada rate cut on July the 30th have dwindled all the way down to only 8%. In fact, you have to go all the way out to December the 10th before you reach a point where the market is confident, where the market is assigning a majority probability of a Bank of Canada rate cut on that day.
Okay, so when you drill down on the numbers from StatsCan, what about, Paul, the impact of tariffs? Or is that infected?
It was there. That's a good question. It was there. Vehicles and furniture, according to Bloomberg News, who had a very detailed look at the release from StatsCan today. Vehicles and furniture saw increases that StatsCan attributed to tariffs. And I spoke to an economist this morning. He was a U.S. economist, but he follows the Canadian economy and the U.S. economy very closely. He does expect, as months go on, that we will see more tariff-related impacts on inflation. That is boosts to consumer prices in both countries because of tariffs. How much is a moving target, because the tariff news out of the White House seems to change almost every day.
Indeed. Paul Bagnell for us. Thank you, Paul, for that. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Canada